The eShop has a massive sale on this week. It may be one of my favourites so far of 2023. Today I'm going to be taking you through 12 of my favourite deals covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. My name's Alex, this is SwitchCorner. Let's get started. If you pick something up, consider using cornershop.gg for discounted eShop credit. You'll get 5% off at checkout using code CORNER, and that is limited to the first 100 orders. I also have 2 winners to announce for 2 $10 eShop gift cards and 2 more to give away. To enter, drop a comment down below and the winners they'll be announced in next Saturday's video. Finally, do consider hitting subscribe if you haven't already. Helps the channel a huge amount, and if you can like the video as well, that goes a long way. Streets of Rage 4 matches the low with 50% off, and it's widely regarded as one of the best brawler games on the Nintendo Switch, alongside the recently featured Shredder's Revenge. This latest installment packs in-depth control schemes, stunning animated visuals, new and classic characters, multiplayer support, so it can be 4 players locally or 2 online, and it also has one of my favourite soundtracks of recent memory. Just yesterday then as well, they released a massive free update that's 300 changes, including co-op combos, and the Mr. X Nightmare DLC, it seems it is now free. So basically, even if you own the game already, you may want to check out this massive update because cleaning up the streets of Wood Oak City has never been better. My full review is in the pinned comment. I've also dropped there my top brawlers video as well. Mario Party Superstars, it gets the usual first party 33% off, but this is its first ever sale. It's never been on sale digitally, so it is great to see. It's a fun party game entry that supports single player through to 4 players locally and online. I still think more content released in boards would have been appreciated, but it's much better than their previous attempt at Party on the Switch. With 10 playable characters then and 100 classic minigames, it's a throwback to the series classics. That is definitely not a bad thing. Just don't come here expecting motion controls. Check out my full review in the pinned comment. Ace Attorney Turnabout Collection gets a new low price 50% off, and given the huge amount of content here, it is going to be easily worth it. Combined, the average runtime here is in the region of 150 hours of gameplay as you set out to solve 14 cases, and this one, it's essentially 5 games, the original Phoenix Wright trilogy alongside the Great Ace Attorney, which takes you back in time for 2 entries. I reviewed the latter for the gents over at SwitchUp, so you can check out that video in the pinned comments, but this is a great series. It's all about dialogue, uncovering clues and then presenting them in court. The Great Ace entries even featured classic literature characters such as Sherlock Holmes, so naturally they renamed them slightly. If you do own either of them already, you can pick them up individually at $20 a piece. Nobody Saves the World is a top-down action RPG from the team behind Guacamelee, and it packs their well-loved quirky sense of humour and creativity. The story is that we are the title and nobody. We awaken a location we do not recognise, and we stumble across a magic wand. It seems the mage who protects this world is missing, and we take it upon ourselves to go out and save the day. The gameplay spin here, we can transform into different forms. Think a horse, a rat, my favourite one, or even an egg. We'll use all of these to battle and explore this location, and then each form individually levels up. Due to how many forms there are, it does become a little menu intensive by the end game, but I thought it was good stuff overall, and this is the bundle with the DLC, which is a new low of 40% off, and my review is pinned below. If you haven't already, consider checking out PlayStationCorner as well. There we have a similar setup to this. It's deals and reviews weekly, that's for the PS5 as well as PSVR 2. And then we also have live streams thanks to Luke from Switch Stars, who runs the channel with me. We're also going to be covering over their PS Plus content as well. The support though, it means a huge amount, so thank you all so much. Assassin's Creed The Ezio Collection is a great port on the Switch, and they are for me the best entries the series has had yet. It's my favourite lead character, and they learnt a lot from the first game, and here we are travelling through 15th century Renaissance Italy as we seek vengeance and learn about the Brotherhood. This is the single player campaigns for Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood and Revelations, alongside all DLC and 2 short films. This matches the low price then, 50% off, and I did review the second game here on the channel, which I've linked down below. Darkest Dungeon Ancestral Edition is back on sale, and yes, we've seen this slightly cheaper in the past, but I think it's worth every penny at full price, so I'm not complaining at 66% off. I choose this edition over just the base game because the $5 difference on sale is, in my opinion, worth it, because it packs in free content packs. That's the Crimson Court, the Shield Breaker, and the Colour of Madness. Now, between these three expansions, we get new heroes, a new location, and also a parallel campaign that runs alongside the main game, which introduces new enemies. The gameplay then a roguelike turn-based RPG. It's incredibly challenging but rewarding, and think here setting up squads, tackling enemies, and dealing with afflictions that do impact our team. It's topped off then with a stunning gothic style. Our first winner of the week then, Dexx, who shouted out LEGO Star Wars and the massive sale it currently has. That's 70% off, a new low price. Congrats Dex, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, there's a second winner coming up here shortly in the video. Coromon will be for the old school Pokemon fans out there, and it's 40% off, matching the low price. It's not shy about the influence either, from the monster designs to the pixelated style, but I'm a big fan of this era in the genre, so it worked for me, and it's one of the best clones out there. Nexomon is also a very good option. Now along the way, we'll be collecting a team, solving puzzles and battling in a bid to save this world after there's an attack occurring at the research center that you just started working at. The story feels a little more high stakes than most Pokemon games out there, which I appreciated, and the turn-based battling, it is good stuff. It also features difficulty options, which is something I've always wanted from the Pokemon games. Our second winner of the week then, Mark, he is also considering picking up LEGO Star Wars, even if he already owns it physically. Congrats Mark, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance in next week's video. My pickups of the week then, and I'm grabbing two as always. These are not recommendations, rather maybe you'll want to join me for the ride. First up is Sea Horizon. It's pegged as a roguelike turn-based RPG where we navigate a hex grid map before battling it out using a deck and dice system. I just love the visual style. I've wanted to play it for a while now, and I've heard good things about it, so I'm going to be diving in with this 20% off, which is a new low price. My second pickup then is The Last Spell. It's 10% off, that is a launch discount, and the reason for this one, many will know I recently lost my day job, so I'm taking the opportunity to head back to England for a week this week and visit family, and this seemed like a perfect game to play during the 20 or so hours I'll be spending on a plane. It's a turn-based RPG, and I do intend to drop a review on this game when I do get back, so that will be sometime next week. For those curious as well, I have videos lined up all of this week, so the content will not slow down. This one visually then, it just looks stunning, and I do hope it has enough squad options and story to keep me busy. Our last two games of the week then, Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I never did cover Blind Forest, but the sequel, it's one of the few games to ever receive a 10 out of 10 from the channel. These are masterpiece Metroidvanias, and I hope they continue exploring this world in the future. Between the incredibly fluid platforming though, the exploration in general, and the stunning visuals, I don't think you can go wrong with either of these entries, and at these discounts I do suggest you grab both. Blind Forest is 75% off, that is a new low price, and then Will of the Wisps, that is 80% off, also a new low price. Seems this is to celebrate the game's anniversary. The first released 8 years ago on this day, and the sequel was 3 years ago, also on this same day on the 11th. I've linked my review below, but these are two of the best deals I've seen on the eShop in a while. And that's the video down. Will you be adding anything to the library? Let me know in the comments. A shout out then to the patrons of the channel who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. If you do want to check that out for yourself, I have linked it in the video description below. Then hit subscribe, join us here for reviews and deals daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.